G'day one and all, and welcome back to Vipers Gaming. We are going to go through the ship today and also have a conversation with all the people on board, and then we will check out the start of the first planet. We'll also equip some weapons, also design up a weapon and put on the armor. So let's go have a look. Now forgive us if there have been any questions. I have recorded several episodes rather quickly.
You can run research projects and coordinate with the Nexus from here.
Because I was really keen on playing some today, so
serious kit over here.
yeah. Let's have a talk to Lamb.
Seems like we're forever racing, but there's always time to check out new toys. Useful ones.
Always game for new toys.
This makes use of old ones. Like anything you grabbed on Habitat 7. Raw minerals, tech, doesn't matter. The research station will strip that stuff down and give you options.
I'll take any advantage I can get, even if it's exploring junk.
Hey, with tech like this, it won't be junk for long. Not after we're through. If the best we get is what we make, still the best. Check it out.
Alright, so this is the R&D screen. The option 4 is actually to the right, typically on the control panel there, but the first time you get it from Liam. So research, we'll go through that first. Now, you'll actually see how much I've actually done. Here is the research screen on all the weapons I have unlocked from the Milky Way. So it divides it up within regions and species. As you can see, there's still a species there that we don't fully know about yet, but yes, this is all the stuff I've unlocked, and even after all the playthroughs I've been through, there is still weapons that have not been maxed out. That's how long it takes you to do it. You cannot do it in one playthrough. Nobody can do it that way. So if anybody says you can do it, I would love to actually see them demonstrate that. From what I've done, many times I've played this through, I've only gotten this far. I have gotten all the basic ones done, and I've been working slowly but surely now through doing the advanced sections, as you can see through here. So when you first go into it, this is what the advanced section looks like to unlock the next one. Now I probably actually won't ever actually use this sniper rifle, but I'm kind of perfectionist. I like to have everything unlocked. So here we go, hit spacebar again, and we've researched the next one. And you can see we've only got 147 points left. I don't think even in here, yeah, that's an ultra rare, so it cost a lot more. And another ultra rare. That's just a rare one. Another rare. Another rare. Another rare. Okay, we're just coming up with rares currently. You can see why I haven't done these, because they cost a lot. And the Krogan, a rare. So, a Sari Sword, that's an Ultra. That's Ultra. Oh, where you selected that one? Let's see if we can find a basic one. Here we go, uncommon, basic level, it's silver. So, but you can see the price difference. This is in the higher levels, so levels 6 through 10, and its maximum cost is 190. But even with the amount of stuff I have left, I still can't afford it. So, let's go through to the Ket type stuff, or basically the stuff you pick up in Helios, which is the Andromeda Galaxy's weapons. You'll actually see that I've done a lot of weapons through here as well, and I'm essentially up to the same stage. So let's, for giggles, do this one. We've got 400 points, and unlock that for the Ket. And sorry, and you also have the exact same thing for all the armors, and you actually see for the Milky Way armor I have unlocked absolutely everything. Then the Ket armor, you'll also see I've unlocked everything. then you can't see the third species yet until you actually have a bit more interaction with them. Augmentations. Once you've researched these, you don't keep getting them, you're getting them once off, so if it's certain ones, we'll give it to you once, but that's it. So you do not destroy your augmentations, because if you want them, you'll either have to buy them again. There are certain ones you can only get ones of, like Vintage Heatsink. If you liked Mass Effect 1 where you had unlimited ammunition instead of the Mass Effects 2 and 3 where you had a limited amount of ammunition except for some weapons, this one allows you to make any weapon like they were in Mass Effect 1 where you had unlimited ammo and you just had to worry about heat. I like that one a lot better. It's better than having to hunt for ammo all the time. It does force you, if you do use the standard ones with ammo, that you have to actually go out there and find ammunition and conserve and use your powers a little bit more, but on certain playthroughs I just like to shoot stuff. Alright, so that's the research. Development. This is where you go to actually build your stuff. So the Avenger Assault Rifle, if you actually wanted to have this weapon as your primary weapon. Depending on what people might comment for us on this video, is depending on what weapon we might use, so I might give people the choice on that one. So here we are, these are my level 10s. The Avenger, Cyclone, Falcon, Medic. That one's pretty good weapon. You always need to look at the damage rates. So if you want to see a description and view some details on the weapon, it actually will talk you through, and you can actually see the requirements there on the right hand side of what materials are needed to build the weapons. As you can see, I have a stupid level on certain things there, like 20,000 nickel. You do find all this type of stuff on planets. Element 0, of course, it's incredibly rare, so you just have to watch out for that. This one basically just throws out grenades, as I've said previously. This is the one I'm currently using. It is a great weapon. This one I also really like, so let's make one of these. It has a large ammo capacity. So when you hit spacebar and you select into it, you come up with the crafting options. So you enter into those, we'll name it Vipers Revenant X. I name them for the character name. I always use a different character name for each time I play through. So we've now created that, and what you can do is, if you want to add certain crafting bits to it, you go in, you select open slot. So we've created one which have no augment slots, but this one we're going to have some augmentation slots into it. The first thing you want to do is put in, let me find it, it's a double mod extension. That I'll show you in a bit, but that one is a must. Now, if you want to make this one just like the Mass Effect 1 gun, like I said, you use Vintage Heatsink. So let's assign that one there. It now has unlimited ammo, and we only have to worry about it overheating. So then we can go in here again, and now we can kind of select whether we want it to, use some of the ultra rare weapons, so like a beam extension, so it's a constant beam, and you can go right through, like this one, it has a bit more towards destroying armor directly, or some biotic damage, burst fire, it's worth scrolling through, having a read of them all, and you can select exactly which one you want. So for this one example, we're going to increase the power of the weapon by giving it some extra weapon damage. So let's do that one. And you hit enter to craft it, and we get to name it again. So let's call it Vipers Mod. When I actually type it in right, Revenant X. So it now has some actual additions given to it. So now when we exit out, and exit out of there, we can run down here through what in the previous one would be kind of a command area. And once we get through the first conversational bit in here, welcome to the bridge. It's got a great view.
Departure trajectory locked, Nexus Control. Ah, time for introductions. You must be Ryder, Gallo Jath. A pleasure to be here, and to meet you, of course. I'll be piloting the Tempest at your word. Quite the ship, but it'll take a Pathfinder's guidance to see us through Helios.
Plenty of dangers out there, but I'll do my best to avoid them.
That's reassuring. Wouldn't want to lose my finest work to that angry cloud. I was test pilot for the Tempest's early prototypes. I admit, I'm itching to see how she performs out here.
So how do I...
The console syncs with your implant. Just swipe, touch a destination here, and the nav system calculates everything. Very efficient.
It was optimized for a Pathfinder.
Everything's secure, if you're ready.
Is anyone ready for something this big?
We signed on for the big stuff when we came to Andromeda.
All right. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Command access is transferring successfully.
Science and monitoring stations look fine. Lexi's reporting in.
Helm is green. Gil reports the drive core is online.
This is it, Ryder. The Tempest is yours, unless you've got something to say for the log.
We were all expecting a golden world. Now there's just a long road ahead. But hold on to that dream. It might see us through.
Nexus Control, this is the Tempest, ident 2527, prepping to depart.
Departure vector verified, Tempest. Godspeed, Pathfinder.
To Eos, then. What would have been our Habitat 1?
2 failed outposts put an end to that idea.
Maybe we can turn things around. Callow, take us in.
Alright, before we do that, let's go check out some more of the ship, which you can hold T to exit out of there. And there is a lovely view of the Nexus with one of the arcs docked to it. They're over, by the looks of it, a gas giant, so nice little hiding spot. You can talk to Suvi, talk to Callow, and learn some more information, and of course, just like the last one, there's your email terminal. Here is, just like the first one, is an airlock for you. You can't go out it, but you can have a look around it. But I wanted to show you this loadout station. This is going to give us our weapons. So the first thing we're going to do is give us our melee weapon. So our sword's in. We're going to assign our assault rifle that we're going to use to start off with. As you can see, you've got little additions down the bottom here. Now, this one has some additional assignments to it, which you only get through one of these slots. You only extra you get through the Nexus points. I've mentioned them previously. We will see them further on before we actually start making the weapons that you can take from character to character that you're happy to take. So what you do is you click on these mods, and as you saw earlier, as I said, you get to have each one of the mods. There's actually some here that we need to go sell later on because we've got doubles of stuff. Oh, sorry, I do apologise. Because we've got them assigned already, it comes up looking like a double. But these are actually already on the weapon. So now we can get rid of this one and put in my favourite long-range engagement weapon. So we have a sniper rifle barrel, heavy spare ammo clip, which is why we've got 2 instead of just 1, tactical scope for accuracy, and a receiver to stop a bit more kickback. These are all under selections under the mods. Why we put down that double mod is it gives you the extra 2 slots of this, otherwise you wouldn't have it, as I'll show you in a second. So we click on this, oh sorry, and we have our weapon there, which we actually have to assign our mods to. And then we can get rid of the shotgun that was given to us. And you can see up here, power recharge speed for using our abilities is at 100%. You go over this limit, it reduces it. You have a higher one, so like if we get, say we get rid of this one, it still doesn't increase it, but carries less weight. So let's do this, get our sniper rifle back, let's equip our mods first, and let's put in the barrel extension for more damage. Of course, what do we want? Even more damage for the weapon that we're currently using. That one's not that important. It is if you are worried about the amount of weight you're carrying, you're trying to have more weapons. Otherwise, it's not that important. Spare ammo, meh. There's more advanced ones there. Spare clip, it decreases your accuracy. It's a sniper rifle, accuracy is kind of important. Penetration damage and sniper ammo penetration distance, and 30% to headshot weak point bonus. Yeah, since you like taking a lot of headshots with this weapon, it's probably better not to use it. Your normal receiver, this one just gives you bonuses and no negatives, so we're going to go for that one. Let's scroll down the bottom, make it easier. Vented barrel, damage but reduced fire rate. It's a sniper rifle, we're not going to be firing very quickly, we want the increase in damage. Oh, sorry, we got rid of the barrel extension, but it's still worth it. So either 21 damage or 25 damage with a reduced fire rate. I'm okay with a reduced fire rate. This one here, it's a bronze, gives you reduced weight, not important for us. Sniper rifle accuracy for the tactical scope. Yeah, it does increase the weight a little, but you can have a look at other ones. So 58% accuracy increase for that one, 75% accuracy increase for that one. Let's go for that one. And we've got one more slot. This is where we'll probably use a spare ammo. So we go back again. Oh. Because we actually went back out, it didn't assign it to it. So there's our mods that we've just selected, our weapon 2. So now we'll have a look at the weapons we created. As you can see, this one's only got 2 slots. This one here has 4 slots because of the double slot extension we put on. You'll actually see there's an increase of damage because of the mods we put into it when we created the weapon. This one's at 88, this one's only at 90. The fire rates are exactly the same. This one here has a max ammo amount of 518. This one has infinite ammo because of what we selected. This allows us to constantly fire the weapon. This is one of the weapons that I quite often enjoy using. It's great for a soldier, it's got a great fire rate, it kicks like a mule, but it is a great weapon. I do want to demonstrate this weapon though, it is fantastic. So for now, they're the weapons we're going to use for close range engagements. If I'm going to get up close and personal, that's my weapon. I use a lot of melee attacks if I get up close and personal. I'm not a fan of shotties. So they're a great weapon if you love just being up close and personal all the time, but if we add, say for an example, a shotgun to our weight carrying, just add a random one, yes, we can carry it, but the thing is, I just won't use it. So I just put on the weapons that I'm actually going to use. So now we move on to our armor. So this is the base armor that it gives you to start off with the game. But since we're going to be doing a... that's the base armor it gives you to start off the game. We're going to use a bit more of a biotic versus weapons kind of guy in this one. I've created 2 different armor sets. And we can go for... Ooh, it's going to be an interesting combination on how we want to play this. Let's go for the N7 armor to kind of be like the character's father. So you can actually see it's a fusion mod. It does give negatives to the actual gear. I can show those later on to you. Actually, I might do it now for you. As you can see, yes, it gives a big positive. It also gives you a large negative at the start. These negatives can be quite affecting. So melee damage does increase your biotic power damage, but at a large cost. So if you're going to want to use biotics a lot, this is a good build, but it does affect your weapon damage and your melee damage. So, but you do get a nexus point later on that halves that cost. So these do come very beneficial later on. At the start I usually take them off, but I'm going to show you what it's like to use them straight away. As you can see, these are all the effects. Just like with the ability to use the unlimited ammunition for a weapon with the vintage mod, these are mods that I've added to these which cause the same effects. So, they all give certain bonuses to the character for survivability, and you can personalize the color schemes. I like me kind of dark, kind of forest camo scheme. It's just one of my favorites. So, and then we can go into here, which is your consumables. Our first slot consumable is going to be the Cobra RPG for large enemies. Our next one, you can go with Disruptor ammo or Incendiary ammo or an Overdrive pack. They all give you different abilities. This one's great for large combat engagements. Because we're going to be going on planets that have life support requirements, this is going to be a very handy one for us for survivability. And these two are the only characters that I think you can select when you first are ready to go out, other than Vetra. I've never actually used her on the first planet before, first time out. I usually use Liam and Cora. It's just kind of what I'm used to. So let's confirm our layout for there. So when we do go out of the ship, we now know what weapons we're going to use. We've got our armor on that I created on previous saves. The weapons I created on previous saves with the Nexus additions. Now we're ready for some battles. You can go into certain sections like this. This actually leads to an escape pod. One of your characters will be stationed in there from now on, so you will visit the room a lot.
Since orientation, have we?
It's all been so hectic, but I'm sure things will quiet down soon. Can't be worse than the Nexus.
So just like when you're walking around the station where you'll get random conversations between characters, your crew members will also do the same thing. I've heard all the conversations, so I will try not to walk away.
Can you drop by the biolab?
And when crew members actually want to have a conversation and whatnot and advance certain parts of their storylines, you'll actually notice that the doors to those areas are actually sealed. When it's just going to walk in there and a crew member does get stationed in here as well.
Our tech lab is an engineer's dream. It's perfect for any delicate technical work.
The door's just constantly open, so that way you just walk in there and do whatever and it won't put you into a cutscene. So we visited up here when we first started. This is where your ship's intercom is. So we've got no waiting calls. It uses what's called a quantum entanglement communication, where basically two molecules, one in one spot, one in another spot, for long-range communications, for faster-than-light communication. If that was basically like Star Trek gobbledygook for you, some scientists can actually, go through that stuff for you a bit better than I can. But it basically means that you can communicate long range instantly without any time lag.
Hey, I'm in storage if you need me.
There we go, got another one saying come have a conversation with us, and here's another one. These doors are usually open as well. He wants to have a conversation with us. Come down here. Liam's in there in the storage. He wants to have a conversation with us. And also
I'll talk to someone. Maybe they could use you on comms.
Vetra wants to have a talk to us as well. She's in there. This is what a forward operating base kind of thing is in this. This is a forward station. They will drop down from orbit as you cruise around on planets, which will actually help with regenerating your life support that your character uses in hostile areas. You can run around. It's quite an interesting area to run around, and like little details like this, like a power cable just sitting on the floor. OH&S nightmare. This ramp actually lets a vehicle that you get later on leave the ship. Sorry about that, guys. I do not know what the creators were thinking when they designed up this area. It is a complete waste of space. I hope if they do make an Andromeda number 2 for this, which I don't think they will, but I would really love it if they did, they got rid of this and actually extended these rooms and took away this space because it's absolutely pointless. Here, Suvi's in here, not Suvi, sorry, our doctor's in here, and again, another closed door. They want to have a conversation with us. You can run in here. You've got your shower and toilet. Crew lockers.
Most of the crew bunks in here. Cozy, huh? But your room's got more of a view.
Sleeping area. So this has some lovely, interesting conversations that'll happen. I'll scroll back up to let you have a read if you're interested. So let's go run and have a look at the captain's quarters. Another area that's a bit of a waste of space, but it's pretty awesome.
These are the Pathfinder's quarters. Your quarters. Sam's router is down there too.
Bit better than the previous one, but it's not a military ship. Lovely double bed. This is where you can set up your customization of the kind of clothes you want to wear. So these are some of the things you get. Long sleeves, short sleeves, a jacket, a hoodie, or athletic. So for this one, we're actually going to go there. So we can actually customize the person's colours as well. I'm kind of leaving them the basic colours like this. Main reason is he kind of fits in with the rest of the Andromeda initiative. But we're going to change the blue to a bit darker. Might go purple because my wife really likes purple. Some red highlights. And the white is for the rest of the initiative guys. Then we've got our armour gear. So this is a pre-tint and everything that I've set up myself. It's worth having a play around and get your character to look the way you want. You're going to be looking at them a lot, so you might as well make it something that you enjoy looking at. Then you come over here, you can have some more conversations with Sam. You get special delivery if you've got previous purchases and whatnot for the game. As you can see, I'm getting a lot of lists of stuff given to us. Just like the previous games of Mass Effect, here's the little models and whatnot. So Shepard wasn't the only one that likes to go around collecting models. And I missed this nearly. Got your kitchen. A crew member will actually be stationed in here. You will find that your crew members move around the ship, so they're not always in the same spot, so they can be difficult to find at times. If you want to respec your character, you can do that in the med bay. And yes, they actually take their time climbing up ladders. So we're going to have one more look at something over here, and then we will continue. This place actually comes with its own shop as well. So things do cost a little bit more on board ship than what you usually get when you're running around on the stations, but it's a bit of quality of life. So we're going to get rid of our guns that we created. We will break down the modded one to get our components back, because you don't want to sell them and lose those special mods. As I said, there's only sometimes you can get them, so it's worth actually breaking them down. You also, if you need resources that you haven't found anywhere else, it allows you to get those parts back. And if you find something that you've just been given, it'll have that little icon again. So you can scroll through this quickly and select anything that you've missed. So here we go, extra 3,000 credits given to us. So it's always a nice little bump. And some more stuff that was given to us. Since we're already wearing one set of the armor from my previous character, we can sell some of the old stuff. Once we get the Nexus mod to be able to have the extra slot, we'll create some specialized armor just for this series. Here's all the minerals. There's the augmentation list as I showed you before. Okie dokie. Now, to break anything down, you go into development. You go to the previous stuff that you've created. Oh, here it is, yeah. You go into inventory with I in the actual menu. And we go deconstruct. And there you're actually saying we're getting some of the resources back. But the big important bit is it gives you the mods back. So the double extension mod, that vintage heatsink, and the kinetic coil. We get those back, which is incredibly important. As I said, you don't want to lose them. But you can break down anything that you've basically got in that menu. So any weapons, sniper rifles, anything that you're also carrying. So if you hit your total for your item limit, you can come in here and you can break stuff down. So that'll either, if you're out in the field and you're not anywhere close to a store and you want to keep collecting and the stuff that you've got doubles or triples of and you just want to get rid of them, especially like the basic ones, and you just want to keep the more rarefied ones which gives you more credits, just break them down and it gives you stuff so you can create better stuff later on. So it also gives you a list on all your research. So we can mark all of these with the backspace as seen so we don't have that little asterisk kind of hanging around. Alright, so let's go plot our first course, and as you can see how the guy looks with the stuff that we coloured on his gear. You can change it whenever you want if you don't like the look of it. Sometimes you do get sick of seeing what they're wearing. To exit out of an area, you just press spacebar.
Anomaly on sensors.
Whenever you get that message, you right click and it comes up with anomaly on sensors detected. You move your cursor and when the little thing goes green, you just press left click and it launches a probe.
Anomaly found.
And like element 0. So you'll start scooting over there. It never used to come up with that tab to skip, so this sequence you used to wait every time you wanted to go somewhere and just wait until it got there. And when you're trying to do one of the missions where you've got to scan over 50 planets, it can take a lot of time. But we'll show you what it's like to skip certain things in a minute. So there we go. As you can see on the left, we just got 35 element 0. So you do get your resources. So you can tab and just have a look at the lovely view of the screen. Tab goes back. Spacebar takes you back into the solar system view. Over there you've got the lovely black hole, which the Helios area is kind of centered around. It looks like this is the entire galaxy, but it's not. This is just one little section of the Andromeda galaxy. I was going to say the Milky Way then. Here we go, we're going to move to a different solar system. This screen you can't skip, unfortunately, so each solar system you have to go through this. But it is the game's way of kind of loading up the information and keeping you from getting totally bored while it's doing so. Cue conversation.
System Pythias. Andromeda Initiative Habitat 1. Designated EOS.
It was supposed to be an easy first step. Until no one else showed and we got clobbered. Twice.
Why has Sam altered frequency detection?
What are we hearing, Sam?
There is a signal, Pathfinder. I recommend an immediate examination of EOS.
So we right click and there we go. We've actually got that anomaly to scan as
Deploying
well.
probe. Tracking
An
a huge
asteroid.
mineral deposit.
You'll get minerals there just like we did the element 0 on the last one. But to finish off the video, because we haven't got long left, I just want to show you the start of the planet so you can see what it's like to go there. This is what happens when you hit the skip button to get somewhere quickly. And then when you're in orbit of a planet, you right click to
A
scan
mirror
the
of the
planet.
signal on Habitat 7. Possible atmospheric manipulation.
Is that possible?
We'll find out. If it is like Habitat 7, no doubt we'll run into the cat.
So because I let go of the right mouse button, it takes it back to this view. And it leaves anything that it found available to click on. So, and you can see the missions that are available on the left hand side there of the screen that we've already found for this. So the first murder that we talked about earlier, when we were talking to the Turians and that guy's wife about, you know, supposed murder, and a better beginning. So let's land. Yes, we want to land our ship. Comes up with this screen again, so if you want to change any of your gear, you can before you land on the planet. Your consumables, you select your squad under this screen for who wants to go with you, and when you finish, you just hit exit. There is no way that I've found that you can get out of the screen. You must land. You've kind of committed to this action. If there is a way and somebody
Suiting
knows
up.
it, please let me
Ready,
know.
Freddy?
Hope we're all that ready. Callow, all right?
Integrating search area from Sam. How he pulled that mystery signal through the storms, I have no idea.
Multisensory neural collation. Amazing.
Factory fresh across the board. Spinning up the compensators.
You're already tuning the displays.
We'll get a better read on this pass than the Nexus has had in months.
What? right?
I said a lot of people have their hopes pinned on us. They gave up on Eos. Can't blame them. Expected a golden world, instead they saw their friends die. Never know how that'll affect. Sorry. You okay?
I think I'm still messed up by what happened with my dad.
As you can see, there are still some
hasn't been much time
glitches
to
in the cutscenes with the characters being able to do that with his head.
I think
That would have snapped his neck in reality. But, you know, the game's not 100% perfect, but it's a lot better than what it was.
Pathfinder, the Tempest checks out. We're good.
Take us down.
You have no idea how long I've wanted a Pathfinder to say that.
Core is hot.
Shields holding, adjusting entry.
We got this, right?
Hell.
There. Set us down at this nav point.
How to even start?
Reports state this planet suffers deadly storms that are contaminated by radiation from the Scourge. EO's deployment was incomplete due to environmental hazards and ultimately hostile encounters.
Plus, no Pathfinder. If Eos is like Habitat 7, that signal we scanned must be connected with the atmosphere. We could use the outpost's antenna to track it down. Let's get the power back on. They must have known these wouldn't last in these conditions.
They didn't have a Pathfinder.
They do now. We'll make Eos a home.
Okay, so one thing I want to do just before we finish the video is one of the first things I
Structure
did
up ahead.
when I played this game.
Sam?
It fits the profile of a power relay station, Pathfinder.
Right. We get it running, maybe buildings get power.
And we get a line.
Really, Ryder?
Like seriously, you can't tell me who didn't want to run on the Normandy when they played the last game. You couldn't, but seriously, who wouldn't want to have done this? Really makes you appreciate just how big the outside of this vessel is when you do this. There's the observation area and the conference area. And your shield wall. Unlike the area limit wall in the second video, you can go outside here. And look how quickly you get hurt. So yeah, don't do that. And part of one of the missions, as we've seen earlier, is scanning new minerals. So there's one. And two. And this is also how you collect minerals in the game as well. So as you can see on the left hand side, I've been given some fluorite and some cadmium. Anyway, so we're going to leave it off there. We'll have a look around this area, and I'll also demonstrate some abilities that I did in the second video on how to do melee attacks when you're jumping and do some explosives, and we'll work from there in the next video and enjoy EOS, and you'll also see how to avoid some of those environmental effects. This is the primary assault rifle that I really enjoy. This is what happens when you scope it in, and this is what it looks like when you shoot. As you can see down the middle there, just below my health, that's the heat level, and that's what it does when it's overheated. Give it a second, and it heats back up. Well, sorry, it cools down, sorry. But it fully reloads, and I have unlimited ammo. Alright, my sniper rifle, also with the vintage T-Sync, so I've got unlimited ammunition. You zoom it in, find your target, and loud noise, 2 rounds, and the target would be probably dead on the basic ones. But if I switch profiles to a soldier, I actually get an additional shot. So we zoom in. 1, 2, 3. That's just by having the soldier as the profile. That's what it looks like when you fire the concussion shot. This is what happens when you use the overcharge ability. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds rapidly fired. Then it recharges almost instantly, and you can go back. You can't get 2 full rounds with a sniper rifle, but you can, you know, that's a lot more rounds. So you can wipe out a lot of enemies with headshots, especially with that rifle. So I threw out a grenade then. This is something I didn't explain on the second video when we did some combat, is once you throw out your grenades, you actually notice the count on my slot number 1 down the bottom right hand corner has gone down to 3. When I run up here, you can see it's now gone back up to 4. And on the left side is your ammunition, which doesn't affect us because of the weapons that we're using, but the right hand side is for special things like your grenades. So when we swap profiles back, you can see the recharge time go back up to full, and now we can get all our abilities recharged. Now if you get a sound glitch like this going on, all you need to do is swap weapons and it gets rid of it. And this is the difference with my melee attack. That's just me tapping F. It's great. I love it. So this is when I use the middle mouse button, no melee attack, melee attack. Alright, I'll leave any more instructional videos information for the next time, and you'll be able to see us use these weapons in combat against the Ket or against some wild creatures. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe for us, and to also tick that bell notification button. Any advice, tips or tricks, make sure you leave them in the comments for us, and I will talk to you next time. Thank you. Bye.